The present is a time of overwhelming interest to all living. Rulers and statesmen, men who occupy positions of trust and authority, thinking men and women of all classes, have their attention fixed upon the events taking place about us. They are watching the relations that exist among the nations. They observe the intensity that is taking possession of every earthly element, and they recognize that something great and decisive is about to take place, that the world is on the verge of a stupendous crisis. Prophets and Kings, page 537. The calamities by land and sea, the unsettled state of society, the alarms of war are portentous. They forecast approaching events of the greatest magnitude. The agencies of evil are combining their forces and consolidating. They are strengthening for the last great crisis. Great changes are soon to take place in our world, and the final movements will be rapid ones. Volume 9 of the Testimonies, page 11, 1909.
Chapter 2. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of God. For I determined not to know anything among you, save Jesus Christ and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of God.
We are in continual danger of getting above the simplicity of the gospel. There is an intense desire on the part of many to startle the world with something original that shall lift the people into a state of spiritual ecstasy and change the present order of experience. There is certainly great need of a change in the present order of experience, for the sacredness of present truth is not realized as it should be. But the change we need is a change of heart, and can only be obtained by seeking God individually for his blessing, by pleading with him for his power, by fervently praying that his grace may come upon us, and that our characters may be transformed. This is the change we need today, and for the attainment of this experience we should exercise persevering energy and manifest heartfelt earnestness. We should ask with true sincerity, what shall I do to be saved? We should know just what steps we are taking heavenward.
The present activity of Satan in working upon hearts and upon churches and nations should startle every student of prophecy. The end is near. Let our churches arise. Let the converting power of God be experienced in the hearts of the individual members, and then we shall see the deep movings of the Spirit of God. The forgiveness of sins is not the sole result of the death of Jesus. He made the infinite sacrifice not only that sin might be removed, but that human nature might be restored, re-beautified, reconstructed from its ruins, and made fit for the presence of God.
We are living in unprecedented times that align with prophecy more than ever before. We are truly at the end, and that is an unmistakable fact. There are two major expectations among many that we as Adventists have: a national Sunday law and the second coming of Christ. A careful study of Adventist history will show that both events were delayed by over a century ago. What is God waiting for? The Bible states in Matthew 24:14, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." This specific gospel is the three angels' messages referenced in Revelation 14:6-12. Because the world hasn't ended, we can conclude that this gospel hasn't been preached yet, at least not fully. When taking a closer look at Matthew 24:14, the reader will see that the gospel consists of what you say and how you live. The proclamation of the gospel is made through preaching and teaching. Also, the voice of our authors speak through their literature. The witness portion of the scripture refers to practical demonstrations of the gospel, which happen through areas such as our reforms, medical missionary work, and country living. However, what we are truly lacking as a church is demonstrating the character of Christ. God is not stopping us. The Pope is not stopping us. The 1040 window is not stopping us. Finances are not stopping us. We are stopping us from completing the mission that God had given us many years ago. Before we are to accomplish a great work in the world, a great work needs to be done within the Remnant Church first. As Pastor Rob Bernardo states in The Matchless Charms of Christ, the New Covenant reveals that the Christian life is heart work, not hard work. Once the heart is reached, the good works will follow in abundance. Dear God, throughout the many years, we as your Remnant Church have neglected our true calling. Forgive us for being a poor witness. We need you to work upon our hearts and bring conversion, a true revival of primitive godliness. The earth has been groaning for the manifestation of the true sons and daughters of God. Please help us to perfectly reflect the character of Jesus in our generation, so that the whole world will be lightened by your glory. The work can be completed, and you can finally return. In Jesus' precious name.